Okay, hey there, and can I first of all say it's been a long time since I did one of these videos, and yeah, I guess a lot has happened since my last video with regard to my journey on motorcycles and what's really been happening um, with regard to my thinking about taking my test and passing my test and all kinds of stuff. So, first thing to say is I no longer have a Honda Forza. So I made that decision a few months ago, not because I didn't love my Honda Forza, because I really did. Fantastic bike, so smooth, so comfortable. The only thing I found was in like if I was on a dual carriageway or if it was quite windy, that I would be blown about a bit, and it really made me feel uneasy. Um, to the point where I've been avoiding going on dual carriageways, and I mean I don't really enjoy dual carriageways anyway, but yeah, it just made getting anywhere really difficult because I want to obviously get to my destination going a nice route but not taking hours and hours more than it should do. Um, and so yeah, I'm sure if you've got a Forza out there, then you love it and you're thinking, well, why did that doesn't make sense. Why would you not just keep it and persevere? Part of the reason, and this is probably the bigger reason that I changed my bike, is because after doing my CBT a while back, and then I obviously did my theory test, which I passed, I realized that if I was ever going to pass my full bike test, if I ever wanted to have the chance of doing that, then I really needed to get a bike that was manual, not automatic. And so what I ended up doing was I sold my Honda Forza to one of those national bike places, and they actually gave me quite a good price for it. Came, picked it up, gave me what I asked, which was good. But then I replaced it with a manual bike, and the bike that I got is here, which is a Yamaha XSR 125. And it's a lovely bike. It's an absolutely lovely bike. Maybe you know someone who's got one, or maybe you've had the experience of trying them out before. Really, really comfortable, pretty fast. Most importantly, reliable, manual. And it's been really helpful over the last few months to get back on a bike after so long having an automatic bike. And because before I had my Forza, I had Vespers for a while, and so I did have a couple of manual bikes in there, but not for very long. One was a 1980s Honda CG 125. I guess that would have been like April, May time. Went into Norwich, the nearest place I could find one, because I looked nationwide and they can be quite a lot of money, and I picked up my Yamaha XSR 125 and then had to ride it back from Norwich to Suffolk, to near where I live, and that was a bit nerve-wracking, having been so long off an automatic and then literally got onto my manual that I just bought, and then had to do like a 1.5 hour ride home. But it was good. It was good, and I've done a few things to that bike. I've put handlebar mirrors on because the ones that come with it are a bit ugly. I've done a tail tidy. I've put my Shad back box on it, and I've also got a comfort seat. Now, let me just make a point about the comfort seats. Not a comfort seat, an inflatable padded cushion that straps to the existing seat. So it's not a comfort seat. Don't know why I said that. But if you struggle with pain in the saddle, which I do, then these are brilliant. You can get them from Sports Bike Shop, where you can. They're just amazing. Literally, you can inflate it to or deflate it to exactly the comfort that you want, and yeah, they're amazing. Really, really recommend them. So comfortable. You can shift them around, get them right into the right place. Anyway, so where am I with regard to my confidence on the road, and where am I with regard to taking my test? Because I had planned to take it in the spring. Now, as I do this video, we're into the third or final week of September, and I still haven't taken it. And so what happened was sort of one of the last times that I went on my bike and it knocked my confidence was when I went to go around the corner and the bike just slipped out from under me. This was the Honda Forza. And for a while after that, I questioned every single corner, every single roundabout, every single corner. I'd go into them so slowly that actually it was counterproductive because it obviously made me less stable. And so it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I didn't want to crash, so I went slower. But the slower I went, the more likely I was to fall off the bike. And so it took a while to push through that, but I did eventually push through that. Especially, it was helpful when the summer came because obviously it was a lot more sunny and dry and warm, and it was nice to be out on the bike. But I so that knocked my confidence. The reason I haven't taken my test is fear. It's fear. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of what if I can't do it. It's the fear of just fear of the unknown. And it's stupid really, because I should have done all that I'm doing now. So I'm now doing the training. I should have done all that I'm doing now in the warm weather. And the other, so I'm long story short, I didn't do it in the spring. I put it off and put it off and put it off. And then a few weeks ago, I thought, this is ridiculous. Just do it. Just man up, face your fears and get on with it. And so I'm undertaking my mod 1 and 2 training. I've had 2 sessions, 2 sort of half days training so far. I've got one today from around about 11 o'clock and it's 9:05 right now. Next week I've got my mod 1 test. And so for me, that's been great. It's been bizarre getting off a 125 and straight onto, I don't know what they are, an MT-05. What is that? 500cc, 600? I don't know. 250? Who knows? To me, it feels like it's 1,000cc. Whatever that bike is, I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. But it's been a little bit difficult. If you've never done your mod 1 and you're nervous, don't be nervous. Because effectively it's exactly like riding a 125. It's just heavier. It's the same techniques. You just have to be a little bit more careful because obviously with a bigger bike it's much more responsive. So for me, the hardest thing I've found is setting the speed for the slalom and then the figure of 8. So you have to do a number of playground type controlled environment maneuvers. One is you have to do a slalom of cones. And then you go straight from that into a figure of 8, which you have to do, I think, 2.5 times. So for me, that was a bit of a challenge. So setting the revs, just making sure I was looking where I wanted to go on the figure of 8s, especially. But that was fine. U-turns seem easy. Like I've generally found them quite easy to do. So that's not really been an issue. Then you have to, another thing they try and teach you to do, you have to do like a slow travel so that they can walk beside you. And again, that's been okay. Probably the biggest area of improvement for me needs to be that when I'm starting out in that, I can start off quick and then slow myself down, whereas I sort of lean towards starting off slow, so immediately I'm struggling with balance and I just need to have a bit more control there. And so after they've done the slow maneuver, they then another one is you drive towards them and stop in a space at 25 miles an hour, which is, I mean, why is that even there? That's so easy. I guess to make sure you're not a complete muppet. Then another is you have to travel through the speed trap at approximately 35 miles an hour and then do an emergency stop. Again, I didn't find that difficult. You just have to go for it. Like literally imagine you're in a emergency situation and don't panic and trust the bike. Most modern bikes have ABS, and so when you slam on the brakes, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna fall out from under you because the ABS kicks in. You feel like you're shaking like a Polaroid picture, and then it's fine. Probably for me, the most challenging maneuver that I found is the going through the speed trap at 35 and then swerving. Now, it sounds really easy, but you have to counter steer. So if I'm going to be swerving around a cone to the right, then I have to push the right handlebar forwards, and then the bike goes right, but you feel like it's going to go left, but it doesn't. Counter steering, awesome, amazing thing. The number of times I slowed right down for a corner on my bike before ever doing counter steering. And now when I drive on the country lanes, if I get to a left-hand corner, I'm pushing on the left hand, and the bike just goes round, and it's so much easier. I don't know why they didn't teach that in your CBT. Maybe it's because the bikes aren't heavy enough, or they don't go fast enough. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, it's been a good experience. So I have my Mod 1, which is going to be happening next week, and then a couple of weeks after that, sort of around the end of October, I've got my Mod 2, which is just a road. It's just a ride out on the road. And bizarrely, I'm not that worried about it. Maybe I'll fail. I hope I don't fail. But I'm not that fussed about taking Mod 2. I think because I've been on the road since my CBT, I've been kind of a bit nerdy about shoulder checks and mirror checks. And anyway, and so if you can build into, this is what I'd say, if you're thinking about doing your bike test and you haven't done it, but you have a CBT and you've got a bike, build into your riding the test stuff. So and I'm not just saying it for the test, build into doing those shoulder checks and the mirror checks every single time, because it's going to make you a much safer rider, but it's also going to mean that when you come to take your test, it's more natural. You're not going to, it's one less thing you're going to have to think about because you're used to doing it. That's the plan. The big master plan is that by the end of October, just in a few weeks' time, I will have passed my bike test. And then the thing is, what bike am I going to get? I've never had a big bike. Like with cars, growing up, I always knew what cars I liked, what cars I didn't. And of course, you can look around, and everyone I know has a car, so I can look at their car and go, yeah, I like that one, I don't like that one. I don't really know that many bikers. So then it's just what do I want? Like, what is the plan? I mean, there's a part of me that wants to keep my Yamaha XSR 125 because I really like it. But when you step off a bigger bike onto a 125 again, it's not great. Like the everything's worse. Like the gear changes aren't as smooth. The power obviously is not there. The weight's not there. Everything is worse. So I love the look of my 125 and it's brilliant fun. But will I keep it? I don't know. And if I probably won't. I can't afford to keep it. But if and when I come to sell it, so I think after I pass my test, I'll probably just take the L plates off and ride it around for a bit. But then what do I get? What do I get? I know I don't want a sports bike because I'm not about going crazy fast. Like 50, 60 miles an hour, happy as Larry. I just want to be able to cruise on something comfortable that doesn't look like I'm 90. So yeah, if you have any suggestions about bikes that are comfortable, that would be good on long distances and short distances, that look awesome, I think about this. Is it the Svartpilen 400? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Like or subscribe to this video. I will still keep talking about the Honda Forza, but it's not an exclusively Honda Forza channel anymore, unfortunately. So, but yeah, this for me is about the journey, the motorcycle journey in my life of actually doing something that I've wanted to do ever since I was younger, ever since I went on the back of my dad's motorbike with him, and you know, fell in love with motorcycling. And somebody said this week, or no, last week, that actually when it comes to biking, it's like the closest you'll ever get to flying. And I never thought about that before, but it's just wonderful, isn't it? It's wonderfully freeing to be out on a bike, yeah, and to be able to do the nod, you know, the biker's nod. Or I have seen some people do some awesome stuff like, "Hey man, great to see you." Not quite confident enough to do that without taking my hands off the bike at the moment. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you posted. I'll try and put a few more videos up because it's been months. So thank you if you are a subscriber and you haven't jumped ship. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon. And until then, stay safe as you're out on the roads.